the Stu Simpson Show podcast. And today we're on location for the first podcast that I've ever done on location ever. I have travelled down to Leicester with my friend Franz, and we're about to do a sweat lodge. And to be honest, I have not been very well for the last 2 days at all. And I thought, this isn't going to happen. So I've turned up, and the man who's running the podcast, Jason, he's said to me, you've started purging already. So you're very welcome. Come and do the podcast. So I'm going to let you know what happens and see how it goes, because I'm here for a spiritual cleansing. Let's see what comes in store. So we've just helped build the lodge, which is a big stone stick structure. And I've met some lovely people, including David, who's just here now. David, I'm doing a podcast. My podcast called The Stu Simpson Show, and it's about spirituality. So I'm just recording what I did today. So do you want to speak? Do you mind?
What would you like to tell me about? This is my first time experience of doing this. I've met about 8 people. They're pretty fantastic from all over the country. I'm open-minded, don't know what to expect, a bit worried, and
I think we all are.
Yeah.
At least I am, because I've not been well, but you're feeling all right.
I'm feeling okay, a bit nervous, a bit anxious, and that, just in general, is new beginnings, isn't it? Or trying something different. Yeah. So, well, we're going to see what happens, and I'm going to sort of carry on with the podcast throughout the day, really, and see what, and we'll come back to this later. But so far we've put the ancestors, which are the stones, onto the fire which is burning. And those stones will go into the lodge, which will create the heat, and we're going to sweat a lot, apparently. And yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. So we're here at the sweat lodge, and I'm meeting today. What's your name again?
Liza.
Liza. And where are you from, Liza?
Originally I'm from the US. I'm living here. Been here now 17 years.
Why have you come to do a sweat lodge?
I have been roped in. No, I've lived a number of years in the Netherlands and loved going to many of the saunas there. And my friend Vinka invited me to come to a sweat lodge. I've not been before, and thought, perfect. Sounds exactly up my alley. Yeah.
So are you excited, or are you scared? How do you feel?
Curious. I'm looking at the sweat lodge and the number of people that we have here, and wondering how we fit. But I've been told it's a bit like the TARDIS. So
Wonderful. Well, we're all Doctor Who fans here. Franz, how are you feeling?
Yes, curious is the word. I think. We put the sweat lodge together with blankets and tarpaulins and over a frame of, I think it looks like willow, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just wondering, how, like you said, how we're going to fit in there with all these stones which are now heating on the fire. Basalt stones from a volcano, apparently. Our ancestors. Yeah, connected to our ancestors.
As long as I'm allowed to be close to the door, just in case. Yes. Because I've already started purging. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So I'm still here at the sweat lodge, and I am meeting
Emily.
Emily, where are you from?
Originally from Bradford, Yorkshire, and I live in Nottingham now.
Excellent. So what brings you to the sweat lodge?
I did the sweat lodge in 2016, and I've been meaning to come back and do it again, and this seemed a great opportunity to come back and do the sweat lodge. Mainly because I've had some big changes in my life, and I felt like I needed to work on myself a little bit more, and that's kind of what happens when you go into a sweat lodge. You're alone with your thoughts. So, for example, I used to weigh 20 stone, and I'm currently losing weight. I've got another 4 stone to lose, but it's not just about weight loss, it's about shedding old habits, workaholic, being a bit of a workaholic. So it sounds quite deep, but I'm a work in progress.
I think we're all a bit of work in progress.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have come for addictive behaviour stuff, so it's one of the reasons why I'm here as well. So that's great. And so what do you expect to get from it? What did you get from it last time?
The last time I did the sweat lodge, I had been, like a lot of people, in a job that wasn't the best for me with my mental health, and you just do I'm used to it now, I might as well just continue. But the Sweat Lodge gave me the push to get out of that job, because I think that's where I've picked up my worst coping mechanisms with comfort eating, and it brought on anxiety, and now I feel I'm on top of that. But the Sweat Lodge made me face the fact I'd been masking. It's the best way to say it.
I know exactly. I've got ADHD. I've masked all my life, so I understand what it's exactly. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So I'm here with Adam at the Sweat Lodge. And Adam, where are you from?
I'm from Nottingham.
And what are you come to the Sweat Lodge for?
Well, I've been practicing pagan for 3 years now, and with shadow work I like to test myself to find what I'm capable of, battle through stuff, and I heard that this was a good way to face your fears, basically.
What's shadow work?
Well, shadow work is basically finding, if you're going through some rough stuff, you've got to face it instead of running away, and you've got to find a way what methods to try and find to face it. And sometimes it can be brutally honest with yourself, basically, and it is painful stuff mentally, but once you've gone through it, you can just handle anything.
Excellent. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm here as well, to get through some stuff.
Yeah.
And do you mind opening up about what stuff you want to get through?
Well, a lot of it was, through last year, was a lot of it with family, mainly my dad. He put a lot on me, and basically ground me down to the point where I was near enough on a mental breakdown. So I had to do a lot of counselling, shadow work, and I'm sort of over it, but I need that final bit. And I'm hoping that this will be my final test for that, but then I can move on to something else. So you will always have shadow work, something will always come up, and you've just got to face it, really.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say with the being through the pagan practice, it's been finding methods. It's been a lot easier.
How long have you been a pagan?
3 years.
What other practices do you do?
Well, mainly every day I wake up in the morning and I do a protection meditation. So I'm protected throughout the day from negative energy, negative people, and it keeps me positive to handle. So if anybody comes to me to try and, wind me up or anything, I can handle it. And most days we meditate. I work with certain deities, I work with Odin mainly. I work with Ganesh, because you can mix with any.
Who's your favourite deity to work with?
Odin's my favourite, because he's basically like a granddad, and it was like I was close to my granddad. So when I lost my granddad, it's like working with Odin is like working with your granddad. So it sounds weird, but for me it's like great, because it's just like being with my granddad again, and he helps me get through the day.
Well, I'll come to the end of the Sweat Lodge and find out how it went, if that's okay.
That's fine. That's
cool.
fine by me.
Cheers, mate.
No worries.
Halfway through the Sweat Lodge, maybe 3/4 of the way, but it's been good. And so far, my stomach seems to be holding out. Everybody else seems to be doing okay, I think. Some good stuff seems to be happening. Nobody's dropped out just yet, and luckily nothing else has dropped out either. So I think we're getting closer to the end.
We've got 2 more.
We've got 2 more to do, yeah. And I'm speaking to Adam. How's Adam doing?
Okay. I'm getting my arse kicked.
But is it a good arse kick?
Yes, it is the best and the hardest thing I've ever done.
Wow. Yeah. As I said before, it's intense. So I didn't tell a joke on the podcast, but I'm going to leave it in.
But yeah, a lot of stuff is coming to the surface, but I'm working through it.
Excellent. So it's just thoughts of the past, or
thoughts past, things I need to work on, things for the future. It's good.
Yeah. Are you glad you've done it?
Yeah. Would I do it again? Possibly in a few months. Yeah. Give it 6 months.
Maybe not tomorrow.
No.
Excellent, thank you.
No worries.
So we're back checking in on Franz. How's Franz finding the Sweat Lodge?
It's see. I've come down here to get some fresh air, obviously, and just contemplate on how I feel about the whole thing. It's given me a lot of space, and what I'm doing is sitting here listening to the birds chirp and feel the wind on my back and just generally being in the now. That's what it's done to me. Put me right into the now, not thinking of anything other than that, really.
So there's nothing from the past coming up?
That's come up already and gone in the hut itself. That was especially on the first round. Then it becomes a bit of a battle, really, with yourself and thinking about, am I going to run out of oxygen? And keep breathing, keep concentrating, listen to what's going on. And then it just became a big space. It became very open and empty, and the last meditation was quiet. And I was okay. It was fine. Yeah, that was really good.
I found the last round to be the easiest. How's it for you?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I sort of getting used to it. I think your body's become acclimatized a little bit better. And it's obviously thinking, don't take so much oxygen. Leave that off for a while. But certainly, it was a lot easier. Yeah, I was breathing in more through my nose this time rather than have to breathe through my mouth.
Excellent, thank you very much. And we've got 2 more rounds to do, I think. Is that right? And I'm speaking to Venka. How are you doing, Venka?
Yeah, hanging in there. Doing good.
I think we're about to go back in. Quickly, how was it for you?
That was amazing. I'm seeing the bigger picture is unfolding. Yeah. So it's lovely, beautiful, great experience.
Would you do it again?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I think we need more spaces like this in the world to do it.
There's
so
nothing.
More people have the opportunity to experience this.
Absolutely.
Because I think all of this you have to experience. Mm-hmm. You can't read about it or learn about it from others. You have to do it yourself. So we need more spaces like this so people will get the opportunity to do it themselves.
Absolutely. There's nothing up north like this, so this is why we've come so far, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very glad, and very nice to meet you too.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Let's go back.
I sat up I'm quite fidgety as well. It's like being in groups of people, I get a bit anxious and a bit,
Well, that didn't come across when you were sitting.
Yeah, but I was moving around and that, and I'm like, oh. But yeah, it's a great experience, I must say.
Yeah. What was the best round for you?
Probably the second, because I needed to go to the loo. Yeah. And I wanted to interrupt and ask whether I could leave. Yeah. But I didn't, and I carried on, and I was like, this is dragging on forever, will it hurry up and all that. But yeah, once I got out and went to the loo, and then I'm thinking, maybe I might leave out the others and that. I've had enough, that'll do. I was like, I've done enough in the tent, I'll just cotch outside or something.
Excellent, that was really good.
But then I had to say in my head, no, you're stronger than this. You can do it. You can proceed.
I think a lot of us are just kind of like, I'm stronger than I think I am.
Yeah.
It's the determination.
Sorry?
It's the determination. Like, I wanted to do it instead of just give up.
Yeah.
Because I've given up most of my life. Or the majority of it, not... Yeah.
No, I understand that. I mean, I nearly give up this morning. Because I was just like, I'm gonna literally shit myself in that tent.
If I didn't get up to get here, I probably wouldn't have come. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I woke up and thought, I've got to do this and that, and everything. But yeah,
that's good. Okay, so we've come to the end of the sweat lodge, and here is the man himself who put it all together. This is Jason. Say hello, Jason.
Hello, Stu.
You all right?
Yeah, good, yeah.
So tell me, how did this all start?
Well, it started back in 1999. I met a guy called Roland Tarikian in Dharamsala in India, and he'd worked as a curandero, like a shaman in Mexico for 5 years, and learnt all about sweat lodges or temazcals. And then I ran my first one back in 2003 in Nottingham, and I've been running them ever since. So 19 years now, and now we're back here in Leicestershire. Back in my home village here in Enderby, so it's been quite a journey.
What was it that drew you to doing the sweat lodge in the first place?
I guess it was the first lodge that I did. It just, the experience had a sense of, for me, it was like coming home. I just felt so at ease inside the sweat lodge, although it was incredibly challenging and it was very difficult, and I couldn't even speak when I was in there. You guys today have done amazingly well. The dedication round to all say your piece. My first lodge, I just couldn't say a thing. I was just totally in awe of these people that had just put this thing together. And but at the same time, it just felt incredibly, like I say, that I'd done it before, or just felt really right for me. So yeah, that's why I thought something that I should do. Felt very drawn to it.
Obviously, I wasn't able to take my recorder into the sweat lodge. Can you talk the listeners through what happens because there's a number of rounds? What happens in each round?
Well, usually the first round we do like a self-massage, opening up the chakras, and that just really helps people to relax, because it can be quite a shock when you first get in there, because it is pitch black, as you know, Stu. But the darkness helps you to sort of, because the lodge acts like a mirror. So when you're in that complete sort of sensory deprivation, it really helps you to focus on yourself and what's going on internally. So like I say, the first round is like a self-massage just to open you up, get you to relax into it. And often the second round we'll do something called the 9 purification breaths, which is like a breathing exercise to help clear blockages connected to your sort of to the past and to the future. And then there can be some singing. We have a round dedicated to the bees, where we have some honey. We give some honey to the stones, to the ancestors in the centre. So yeah, there's a whole sort of range of different things that we do. It is like a guided meditation when you're in there, though. So it takes, but you have to experience it really. As you probably agree, Stu, you can't really. I can talk about it, but you really have to experience it to fully appreciate what it is. In some ways, it's a spiritual experience, I guess, is the thing.
So if people want to experience, who do they get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me. My website is turtlelodgehealing.co.uk, or you can find me on Facebook as well, Turtle Lodge Healing on Facebook as well, and on Instagram. So yeah, you can get in touch with me there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been a changing experience, I think. It's been wonderful. So,
Good.
yeah, and thank you for listening.
No, thank you, Stu. Cheers. Bye.